Ottawa spent $240 billion fighting the CCP-virus in just 8 months. Some of that money went to Chinese state-owned firms. This is the Great White North Report.
I got a government check. Am I gonna get drunk? Oh yeah, you bet. Gonna paint the town red.
Okay, this came out over the Christmas holidays. Ottawa has been spending big, as we all know, to fight the pandemic. So a CBC investigation decided to follow the money, and analysis of 107 different measures and programs finds government short on details. So they haven't been very transparent about what they're doing. For example, they spent $6 billion on personal protective equipment since March, which is just a small part of the $240 billion expenditure. And they're spending an average of $952 million a day, according to the CBC News analysts. Now, this is from government websites, corporate financial reports, the Office of the Parliamentary Budget Office, and through access to information requests. Indicate that Ottawa made $240 billion in payments and transfers to individuals, businesses, and organizations and government entities between March 13th and November 20th. And a lot of these measures and programs were created from scratch. The problem is no one knows how much of their money was spent on what. So taxpayers don't really know. And there's no transparency. Now, government spending is supposed to hit $322.3 billion by the end of March 31st. And it includes newly pledged funds and budget amounts yet to be spent. So they really don't know what they're spending it on. Now, they're also tracking down business bailouts. And 2,000 corporations, 409 have received funds from at least one of Ottawa's emergency programs. Many listed corporations have yet to file the financial reports that may show government funding, and privately held firms have no obligation to disclose. Now, for example, Air Canada received $492 million in wage subsidies, Imperial Oil at $120, and auto parts maker Linamar was third at $108 million. 3,500 businesses that received between $1 million and $5 million in CWS assistance. So that's the wage subsidy, the Canadian economic wage subsidy, whatever they call it. In response to the calls for transparency, the Liberal government published a searchable registry of companies that have accessed the Canada Emergency Wage Subsidy since December 22nd. Now, this is the one I find interesting. I found this out by accident on online from ADV China. Those guys, Laowai86 and Serpents of Z, as well as another YouTube channel. So I was mentioning it, I had to look at it. And this is what you find. When you go to the website and search up like Sinopec, Daylight Energy, you see 3 entries on this website. Now, Sinopec is a state-owned Chinese firm. So if you go to the actual website, apps.cra-arc.gc.ca, you can see I put PetroChina Canada Limited in. 3 names pop up. They got if you just put in China, for example, you're going to get a whole bunch of list of names with China. Air China Limited, Bank of China, China Post News Media. Some of these are legitimate businesses. Canada China Student Association. Like, seriously, we need to fund them. China Court Ltd. China Steel Incorp. And the list goes on and on and on when you look at this. Media China Incorp. PetroChina, which I mentioned. Smart Math Logics Incorp. And there's a whole bunch of other little places. Now, some of these are owned and operated by the Chinese Communist Party. They're state-owned enterprises. So they all have links to the Chinese Communist Party. If you have more than 50 employees, and you have to comply with all the national security requirements. So basically, Canada is giving the wage subsidy state-backed Chinese companies who started the pandemic in the first place. The Liberal government needs to answer for that too. Why are we giving money to people, to the regime that started all this? And we give them $41 million in foreign aid in 2019. Spavor and Kovac are still sitting in jail. So this is one of the things that the Liberal government should be questioned about. If I was the Conservatives, the NDP, the Bloc, whoever, I would be just letting them have it left, right, and center. See what comes out of this. Anyway, any Canadians out there, let me know what you guys think of. Should we be giving the wage subsidy to Chinese state-owned companies? Leave your comments below and hit the like button, subscribe. I'm going to keep doing this regardless. And until next time, this has been the Great White North Report.
Till the money's all spent, then blame it on the government. I quit my job, why? Cause it stunk, but I still get a check twice a month. I sit around on my ass and I get paid